Let's jump right in. Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're standing right at the threshold of this huge new chapter, packing boxes, getting ready to move in with a partner who has kids, you are probably feeling this wild, complex mix of total excitement and, well, let's be honest, pretty serious anxiety, right? Today we're tackling exactly how to proactively define your role before you blend the family. We want to avoid that absolutely painful not my real parent dynamic. We're going to map out the exact steps to set the stage so you step into this new, supportive role with total confidence.
Because we've got to start with this absolutely dreaded phrase, "You're not my real parent." It literally feels like a punch to the gut, doesn't it? It feels like a complete rejection of all your love and effort. But acknowledging the anxiety it causes is step one. And here is the main thing I want you to take away from this explainer today. This dynamic doesn't actually have to happen at all. Not if you set the right foundation before you ever even step foot in the home.
All right, so section 1, the real parent trap. Let's get into it.
So what's really happening beneath the surface here? Well, the child isn't actually hating you, I promise. Their brain is just stuck in survival mode. They're terrified, literally terrified, of losing their biological parent's love and attention. It's not personal. It's purely a defense mechanism kicking in to protect their primary, most important relationship.
And because of that fear from the kids, our natural instinct is to fight for the parent title, isn't it? We try to prove we belong. We buy gifts, we strive for absolute perfection. But here's the catch. Trying harder to prove you belong actually signals to the child that you're competing for a spot they are already terrified to share. It backfires. The actual solution? Proactively define your new role. Treat it almost like a literal job description that you map out well before you even unpack a single box.
Which brings us to section 2, the pre-move partner talk. This is absolutely crucial.
Okay, you need to sit down with your partner and literally map out these 3 specific steps. First, agree on a timeline for your integration. Second, decide exactly who handles the discipline. Basically, who's going to be the bad cop. And third, identify the children's absolute boundaries. These are the hard no's that you will unconditionally respect to show you aren't just barging in and taking over their lives. Now, this timeline approach for that first step, it is a real game changer because it completely removes the pressure. For the first 6 months, you're just a fun guest or a friend. You're kind, you're reliable, but, and this is big, you do not discipline. Then, from months 6 to 12, you naturally sort of evolve into a mentor role. And it's only after year 2 that you even begin to reevaluate if a bigger co-parenting role makes sense. Pacing it out like this is literally everything.
So the really crucial point here is to take those 3 steps and actually write them down. Put them into a physical document. Let's call it the Family Transition Agreement. By putting on paper exactly who handles the rules and what the timeline looks like, you create this tangible anchor for both of you. So when things inevitably get stressful, and you know they will, you have this to fall back on. It is going to save you so many arguments later on for sure.
Moving on to section 3, talking to the kids.
So how do you talk to them? You can honestly use a script exactly like this one. Hey, I'm not here to replace your mom or dad. My job is to be a friend and the support for you. Zero pressure. Just explicitly saying that strips away so much heavy expectation. Kids in blended families often feel this weird, unspoken obligation to love the new person. By explicitly removing that pressure, paradoxically, it actually makes them want to connect with you.
While you're having that talk, make sure you hit these 3 key points. First, prove you're a safe adult who isn't taking over. You do this by explicitly stating you will never be their mom or dad. Second, confirm their biological parent is still the one handling all the rules. And third, just let them know you are simply a fun resource available to them, around for a chat or a game, with absolutely no strings attached.
All right, section 4, setting in-home boundaries. Let's talk about day-to-day life.
First up is the bedroom boundary. If the child is used to their biological parent tucking them in every night, do not interrupt that established routine. Steer clear. This establishes right out of the gate that their primary bond is secure and you are a respectful guest who honors that connection. Next is what we call the discipline pause. And for this one, I want you to literally slow down in the moment. When the kids misbehave, and they will, your instinct is going to scream at you to jump in and correct them. Don't do it. Instead, strategically stop, take a deep breath, physically walk away, and let your partner handle the consequences in private. Sticking to this consistency proves you aren't the enforcer, which builds massive, massive trust over time. You also need to actively create these pressure-free third spaces. Think like a weekly pizza night or a Saturday hike, a place where you can connect naturally without the heavy weight of any family expectations. And finally, rely on the real parent check-in. If the child comes to you upset and complaining, you don't fix it. Actually, scratch that. You gently guide them back to their biological parent. You keep your partner as the anchor.
Section 5. Handling the ultimate rejection.
So, what happens if you do all of this absolutely perfectly, but a child still lashes out? Even with the absolute best preparation in the world, grieving kids who are processing the massive loss of their original family structure, they might test you with this ultimate rejection. They just want to see if you're going to leave or if you're going to get angry.
If that happens, take a breath and try saying something like, "You're right, I'm not your real parent, and I'm not trying to be, but I'm really glad to be in your life as a friend." This is a totally bulletproof, non-defensive response. It completely neutralizes the conflict on the spot. By simply agreeing with them, you instantly remove the power struggle. You're validating their reality, and the tension just disappears because you simply aren't fighting them.
Saying those words shows the child that you are completely, 100% secure in your role without needing that parent title. You don't need a specific label to validate your love or your essential place in this new family. And honestly, it's exactly that quiet, unbothered security that is eventually going to encourage them to truly let you in. As you finish packing those boxes and get ready to build this incredible new team, remember this: stepping back from the intense pressure of the parent title might actually give you the deep, authentic connection you're looking for. So, I'm going to leave you with this to chew on. What is one boundary you are going to define today to build a foundation of trust and make sure your new family thrives? Keep that in mind and trust the process. You've got this.